Hey, welcome back everybody to the Rockstarflipper YouTube channel, and it is that time, as you guys can see from the title, that I am going to have a talk with everyone, and I hope that this video will answer most, if not all, of the questions that anybody over the last few months has had. Unfortunately, and I'm going to put a disclaimer out there before I go any further, there are a lot of things regarding this subject that I cannot, for legal and privacy reasons, discuss or answer for you. So if after this video you leave a comment with a question, which I encourage you to please ask questions, keep them very nice. If they are hateful or rude or just downright troll comments, they're going to be held and I will delete them. They will never appear on this video, so please don't waste your time. But if you have a productive or curious or question that I can answer legally without breaking the rules that I have to follow, then I unfortunately will not be able to answer those questions, but I will answer the questions if they do fall in the category that I'm allowed to answer. So without further ado, let's discuss it. I was sued. I was sued by a $55 billion company, Sprint Incorporated, which is a company, a cell phone company that all of you are very familiar with. The records of the lawsuit are public. They are public information, and they are on the internet and many different websites, legal websites, Justia, Pacer, all those websites make lawsuits public information. The terms of any settlements or private litigation are sealed. Whenever you hear somebody sued a company and they won a bunch of money or they lost a bunch of money or whatever it is, you always hear that the terms of the settlement are private. The details of the case are sealed, they're confidential. In my case, that's the way it is. I cannot discuss with you any details of the case. However, I can tell you that the case was a civil business matter. It was not criminal. I was never charged with a crime. I was never accused of a crime. I was never convicted of a crime, and nothing criminal was ever introduced into the proceedings. This was a business matter between two businesses. In 2012, 2013, 2014, I owned a cell phone company. In addition to my reselling that I did on the side, I also bought and sold cell phones, broken, used, new, refurbished, all different condition cell phones with a business partner that I had. He and I worked together. We bought and sold phones on eBay. We bought and sold phones through Craigslist, through Facebook. We bought and sold phones through all of the normal channels that you and I and most of us use on a daily basis. We also had a network of regular buyers who weekly would put out a list of phones that they wanted to buy. And if we ever came across any of those, we could just box them up and ship them off and get paid for them. We didn't have to worry about taking the time to put them on eBay. Most of these customers we found through eBay. They would buy a phone from us on eBay or two phones, and they would message us and say, hey, if you ever get any more phones in the future, feel free to let us know. Now, we never wanted to go around eBay and break the rules, so we would continue to list these phones on eBay and sell the phones. Well, we went to a trade show in Vegas in 2013 to CTIA Wireless, and we were able to meet most of our buyers in person, which then allowed us, because we met them in person, to start doing business with them directly without going outside of eBay through eBay messages and that sort of thing. So it was legitimate. That allowed us to scale up business to buy more phones because we were able to sell them right away without having to sit on inventory. Pretend that you could go out and buy all the shirts that you wanted, and somebody said, every time you get a Hawaiian button-down shirt, I will give you $20 a piece. Just box them up, put them in a box, and send them out. That's what it was the equivalent of. So we started putting ads out all over town. We rented billboards. We did radio ads. We will buy phones. Obviously, the business increased. The flow of phones increased, and the amount of money we were spending and the amount of money we were making drastically increased. We did very well at that time. The phones that we were purchasing were from mostly upstanding people. Now, there were a few times that we had characters, shady characters, and we had a zero exception rule. Every time a phone came through our door, we had a retail shop at the time, or somebody called to sell us a phone, we would check the serial number on the spot. We literally would call the carrier, and we would call the Hillsborough County Police Department, which is our local jurisdiction, and check if it was reported stolen. the police keep a database of all phones, all stolen merchandise, whether it's a phone or a computer monitor. It has a serial number, they record it. And if that ever turns up at a pawn shop or a secondhand reseller shop or whatever, they will know that that item was stolen. So we're able to call those serial numbers in and confirm whether the phone that the customer was trying to sell us was stolen or not. So we never purchase stolen merchandise. We never purchase known stolen merchandise. And we always check them, always. Sometime around the end of 2012, the beginning of 2013, we were served with legal paperwork from Sprint with the intent of suing us for what they deemed and what they named in the lawsuit as fraudulent activity. Now, big companies, when they sue little companies, and let me put this as a preface, Sprint sued dozens and dozens and dozens of companies. It wasn't just us. There were many, many companies. In our eyes, and in our opinion, it was a case of the bigger guy bullying the little guy, trying to put an end to any competition. Now, again, I can't discuss any details of the case. However, in our opinion, which you will hear me say a lot, that was the case. And in fact, that was part of our defense. So that the same case was filed across the country against many, many other companies. And in fact, just last year, it may have been the beginning of this year, sometime in the last 6 months, a other company that was sued by Sprint actually won against Sprint for one of these same similar cases. Now, the problem when you get sued by a $55 billion company with a team of lawyers, it no longer matters whether you're right or whether you're wrong. The only thing that matters is, do you have the money to fight them? And, well, nobody has the money to fight Sprint Incorporated. Nobody. Not anybody unless you are AT&T or Microsoft or Apple or Google or Facebook. Unless you have millions and billions of dollars, you're not going to fight Sprint. To give you an idea, in 14 months of legal back and forth with them, this is before we walked through the door of a courtroom, I spent $40,000 on a lawyer to defend myself. Probably in excess of $40,000. In 40 months, I was spending $3,000 to $4,000 a month, easily. Before it was all said and done, I was out far more money. So that gives you the scope and the idea of what it takes to defend yourself before you even walk through the door of a courtroom. With those kind of numbers and that kind of money going out the door, it was in my best financial interest, whether I was right or wrong, and whether I could win or lose the case, to end it and walk away, which is essentially what happened. Sprint and I made an agreement, we walked away, and that was the end. Again, I can't discuss any terms, I can't discuss details. There was no winners, there was no losers, and in my eyes, the only winners were the lawyers. The legal teams that were involved collected a lot of money from as I know, and them as I'm sure of. So, I have never owed anyone any money. I have never paid anyone any money for crimes, criminal, fraud, or anything else of that nature. I have never been convicted. I have never been sentenced. I have never been accused of anything criminal. And all of my business dealings were simply that, a civil disagreement and business disagreement between two companies that resulted in nothing more than exactly what I've told you. I currently don't owe anyone any money, and I did not pay for the BMW that's sitting in my garage with any of the money that came from Sprint or that I supposedly owe Sprint or that I took from Sprint through fraudulent activity. I bought that car in 2016. This case ended in 2014. It was 2 years later. And to give you guys a little bit of a lesson, and this has nothing to do with me personally, this is just hypothetically, if somebody was to get a judgment against them for millions of dollars or any amount of money, the courts allow the person that gets the judgment to garnish wages, to take tax income checks, to take bank accounts, to seize bank accounts, to seize assets to satisfy the judgment. Not only will they take your assets and your money and your bank accounts, they will put the judgment on your credit. Your credit will tank immediately, especially if it's a judgment in the amount of, say, $5 million. So for me to get approved for that car means there are no judgments on my credit, meaning I have no legal debts to anyone, period. So I hope that that clears up a lot of things. Again, I can't talk about the details of the case, but it was a simple civil disagreement between business practices of two companies, one large monster and one small little company like us. We were nothing. We were peanuts. We were doing $30,000, $40,000 a month in sales for two guys. So it wasn't a lot. That's all I can say about the case. That's all you really need to know. There's nothing more to it. I can assure you that there was no illegal activity. I've never defrauded anyone in my life. I never will defraud anyone. I'm either going to make money legitimately, and I'm going to make it, or I'm going to fail doing it legitimately. There's no in between. So I didn't want to make this video, and I hope you can appreciate why I didn't make it right away. And I want to end this video by saying that I'm not making this video because I feel like I have to, because I feel like I owe anybody any explanation, or because I was trying to hide anything in the past and now I'm trying to figure out a way to make it okay. I simply didn't respond, one, because of the legal gag order essentially on the case, and it's hard to pick the right words. But two, because I don't like to respond to haters and trolls. I don't like to give them any kind of fuel, and I don't like to give them any kind of material to work with. And I'm sure after this video gets viewed, and after this video is seen by everyone, that they're going to make videos. They're going to hate on me. They're going to say I'm full of it. They're going to say I'm lying. They're going to say, prove it. They're going to say all of these things. And I don't care if they come out with 100 videos between now and tomorrow when I wake up. Doesn't matter, because you know what? I've ignored them this long. I'll continue to ignore them. And all of the videos they're going to make are just going to get me more views and more money. And that might sound bad, but trolls, thank you. Thank you for hating on me, and thank you for putting my name out there for everyone to see. So now when you want to link my case, I can simply link this video, and it won't do you any good. The only real reason why I'm putting this video out is for you, my viewers that didn't question me, that didn't ask, that didn't hate on me, didn't troll me, and didn't want to know what the case was. You simply knew that it was private. You knew that it was ancient history in my eyes. You knew that it was ancient history, period. And you didn't care. You followed me because of what I'm doing right here and right now. And because I help you. Because I try to help you each and every day. That's the reason why I made this YouTube channel. I didn't make this YouTube channel to make anyone else happy, to make friends, to get paid from it, to do any of that. I simply made it to try to help people learn what I do every day, to give you a glimpse into my life, and to hopefully motivate you to get out there and do the same thing. So with that said, guys, we've crushed the elephant in the room, and in classic Rockstarflipper style, I'm going to leave it at that. I don't really have much more to say. I'm going to go out. I'm going to have a few drinks with some old friends that I haven't seen in a while, and I'm going to enjoy the night. I'm going to post this video in a few minutes. I imagine there's going to be a lot of questions and a lot of comments. If I don't get to the questions and comments tonight, guys, I apologize. I will get to them tomorrow. I'm probably just going to let them come in tonight, and I'll check them all in the morning when I'm in a better state of mind. I'm perfectly fine right now, but I may not be a little later. So with that said, enjoy your evening, guys. Enjoy your weekend. Be safe. I hope this video was eye-opening for some of you. And for those of you that are trolls, haters, or just want to cause trouble, your comments are getting removed, so take it somewhere else. Please go make some videos about me, because I'm going to get paid from them and I'm going to get more views. And I appreciate all your help, haters. Haters make me famous. I wish I had the shirt. Good night, everyone. See you next time.